Hello and welcome to Vault Boys WV. This is your card carrying cryptozoologist Dave Chaffins, and joining me is my favorite son of a photographer and a real Mothman, Austin O'Connor.
That was a lot to process right there.
Well, it's all
That was a
true.
lot. That was
It's
a
all
lot to
true.
digest.
Everything is true.
Yeah. See, it was like we had this steady son of a Mothman thing, and then now we're just on this wild ride where every week I don't know which direction I'm gonna get pulled. It keeps me on my toes though. I like that.
My favorite thing in the
I'm a
world
fan.
is keeping you on your toes. The famous line from
Well,
Love
here's
Island
the
UK,
thing.
keeping you on your toes. Famous, I would say.
I'm just one day you're gonna be like, all right, we're about to go live, and you're gonna click it, and then I'm gonna shock you, and I'm gonna do the intro, and I'm gonna have something to call you.
Well, what would you call me? What would be the thing that you would call me?
I
Do you have
can't.
any
I
ideas?
don't have it right now.
I mean, this
have
is
any,
okay. Imagine
I don't have any
I'm
ideas
not
right now,
Dave
but, like, I'm
Chavin's
gonna.
card-carrying cryptozoologist. Imagine that's not me. Now, here I am. It's me, Ralph Lorne, and I'm here sitting with you. Okay, let's think up a new name for David.
You look like a Paul.
A Paul Lorne. I like Paul Lorne. Sounds like
Here's
somebody that would be in like a movie set, I would suppose. You know, like at the end of the credits.
you look kind of like a director right now. I like those glasses.
Well, I've got these new glasses, and it's because I look at a computer all day, and if I look at a computer all day, then I'm gonna be pretty what's a good word for it? Pretty eye strainy. So these are some I got these at the Target. Went to the Target, picked up a pair. I like them. Here's the thing. I like them because I have new Shelly glasses. They're kind of like rubbery, and I've got a really big head.
Ooh,
I've got a big
I do
old
too.
head.
I got
And
a big old noggin.
My old
Yeah.
ones are here.
I'm with you.
They don't have they lost an end to them. So I don't know what to do.
That's a classic, yeah. So, other than new glasses, what's new in your world? What's been going on this week for you?
Well, now that you say that, I haven't installed any air conditioning units. This weekend,
Oh, what?
I did watch a movie film called Fast and Furious 7, or Fast 7 as they call it. No,
Yeah.
that one's called Furious 7. Sorry, I
Was
apologize.
it the best one you've ever seen? Was it the best of all the ones in the series?
I mean, but I don't. Now that you got the new one coming out, got the old one is still a thing. The not the old one. We don't talk about Fast and Furious 1. That's just not good.
You had a lot of slander for the old ones.
I do.
Ken and I both.
I do.
Ken, he had my back.
Listen, I don't wear jorts like that. My week has been entirely uneventful. I have done absolutely nothing of note. I have done things. I have done a lot of chores.
Okay.
But nothing of
There's
note.
something to be said for that, I think.
Yeah, I mowed grass. I cooked meals. I adulted.
Yeah.
I paid bills. I got thrills from
Hey.
the fact of paying the bills.
Yeah. That sometimes it really just gets you going, doesn't it?
It does. It does get me going. What about you? What's your week?
Well, that's exciting. I mean, me, pretty much all week, like whenever I have something going on at the end of a week, like on a weekend, that kind of occupies my brain normally because I just run through like situations and like things I need. And I have a wedding this weekend, which is like the first wedding I've been to in 2 years. So I have to remember how to be social again in those situations. And like luckily it's a family wedding, so I'll know most of the people there and it's a little more comfortable, but like I have to remember how to function in society again. So this is kind of like a this will be like a hard reset back into the world of um like getting just drunk enough to embarrass yourself in front of your grandma.
Mm,
Maybe like make her kind of ashamed of you, but like not enough that she won't still love you, you know?
that makes sense. But I mean,
It's kind of where I'm at right now. But like my brain, I'm thinking like, what do I need to get? Like, what do I need to wear? Like wedding gift. What do I bring for a wedding gift?
have you?
So like that's kind of my.
So is Dixie going to be at this wedding? You said grandma, and I immediately thought Dixie,
Mhm.
and then it got me to
Yeah, Dixie will be there.
it got me to thinking right now. Have you ever been so drunk that you've embarrassed Dixie?
Probably. I think so.
Has she ever voiced that
I would
concern
I
to
would
you? Be like,
say
Austin, your intake is too high.
she's called me a dumbass a few times.
But she'll
Normally
do
at like
that
a
when you're
family
not
Christmas
drunk,
party.
you know?
Yeah. No, one night it was like our family Christmas party, like 2013, and I didn't eat much that day, and I had like 5 vodka cranberries during the party, and it wasn't necessarily like the sense of like me being so drunk. It was just like I hadn't eaten and I got sick. That was the first time I'd ever gotten sick from drinking. And I was like I like took a pillow and a blanket and just like laid on the bathroom floor because I felt so bad. But I was so like miserable and I wanted someone to talk to. And she was in the next room. And the story goes that she just heard, Nana, Nana. And I was like, can you come sit with me? And all she said was, no, I don't feel sorry for you. You're a dumbass. I'm going to bed. And that was it. She had no sympathy whatsoever. So since then, it's always been a very like like she loves me, but she absolutely will let me know that she doesn't approve. So
Mm,
I don't know.
mm. Well, I don't know. I don't. Usually, if I am beyond inebriated, which it has been years. It has been quite some years since that happened.
Mhm.
But I generally want to be left alone
Yeah,
because I'm embarrassed for myself, I suppose. And if it's like, and now I'm like an
yeah.
old
It's never
man.
fun being around a bunch of people.
Yeah, and now I'm like an old man though, so I can't. I learned I can't drink beer. Really, I really can't drink beer unless I want to get like what I call really puffy. And it's just like I just feel fatter. Like it's just like everything becomes fatter very quickly
I'm the
for like
same. Yeah,
2 days. And I can't do
my face
wine.
gets yeah.
Yeah, I can't do wine because it gives me an immediate headache. And so now I'm just like a vodka soda guy, which is kind of boring. But I don't want to get any like super sweet drinks because so it's like I feel like I'm like can only drink Michelob Ultras and vodka sodas. I'm like I've become the adult now. So there's nothing that I can really attach my I love IPAs
Yeah,
or I love this. It's like I do, but I just don't
yeah.
have the capacity. If I'm actually going to like drink a
I feel
drink,
that though.
it's tough. It's tough.
Well, like on top of that, you said like that you're like you've become the adult.
Hmm.
On top of that, I've hit the point where like some nights I'll just like go ahead and like keep some Tums on me if I
Oh.
know I'm gonna go drink. Like I have to have those ready. And that was when I was like, damn, I'm washed up. Like I have to take Tums. I have
Hmm.
to eat some Tums before bed if I've been out drinking. Otherwise, like just like the heartburn or like indigest like I have like acid reflux, like feel like garbage.
Right.
And so yeah, that's when I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not in my early 20s anymore. Like I can't keep up like that.
Right. The
I don't
I
know.
guess what is it? The thing that kills me is that if I go drinking, if I like decide I'm going to go out, I have to like treat myself like a marathon runner.
Yeah.
So I've got to get I don't know
Yeah.
vegetables. I got to get 4 servings of those. Got to get some fruit. Got to make sure I'm proteined up. I really got to like make sure that I have all of my
Yeah.
vitamins. Have I been taking
Lots of
my multivitamins
hydration.
for a full week? Like, have I been making sure that I have, of course, like properly hydrated. That's like
Yeah.
that's like an old school situation. Properly hydrated. Like you've really got to like mentally prepare yourself for the situation. And for some reason, I still feel bad on the Sunday or Saturday that I'm done doing that. It's like I need to take a whole day for myself to be like, I'm gonna lay here with a very mild headache and watch like, I don't know what we call it, either Bad People Dating, which encompasses a bunch of different shows like The Bachelor and other Love Island, or Sexy Teen Murder Magic High School, which is like, like what is it, Riverdale, or any freeform CW Netflix adaptation.
What
show.
is it?
Yeah, Sexy Teen Murder Magic High School.
Yeah.
Or Bad People Dating.
Well, I saw a TikTok recently, and it was like, I wish that it didn't take me to my 30s to learn that not being hungover is way better than having fun and being drunk. Like, I think in certain situations, like doing it and getting drunk and knowing you're going to be hungover is warranted. Like big celebrations, like big accomplishments, big life goal, like big moments like that. Like I have no problem having the hangover the next day.
Right.
But like a random Friday night anymore, like I will stop myself before I get to the point where I'm going to feel like garbage. There's just no point, you know?
That's the problem. That's the problem. It's like, no fun for the people that are, and then when you're younger, when you're like in college, you're like, I'm going to do 8 shots. And then it's like you overdo it. So you're going to be hungry. We can't escape the hangovers because by the time we're like old enough to realize, hey, I don't want that, I'm not going to sacrifice my time for that. It's like you're riding that thin line so that sometimes if you've had like 3 glasses of wine, you're going to have like a little light one. It's rough. It's rough out there.
My body doesn't make sense because sometimes, I'll drink a ton and I won't hydrate that much, but there won't be much of a hangover. And other times I'll have like 2 beers, drink 4 glasses of water, and I'll wake up and I feel like garbage. My body just has no consistency. And I feel like if I could just get on the same page with it, I'd be good, But there's just no way of knowing. I don't know. Getting old. I mean, I say getting old. We're 28. We're not that old. But it's just funny how quickly it goes downhill with drinking.
Listen, I've grown mentally in the years that I've had my house. I have grown spiritually in the years that I've been married. I have grown wealth-wise in the years that I've held down a job. So I feel like I'm like aging myself more and more, and that takes an effect on my body. So no longer am I trying to be, the hot boy or the cute boy. I'm trying to go for like cute dad. That's the energy that I want to like put out, like that's like the goals of like what I want to be. It's like I want to be cute dad. I don't want to be hot boy. I don't need to be hot boy. I just need to be cute dad. It's like if I have a kid or a dog and I'm like in the dog park and I'm like, playing with them, whatever. They're like, look at that cute dad. And I'm like, still got it. I'm not like, oh, look at that hot boy. Hot boys club over there. Look at that. Look at them go. So I have a special surprise for you today. You won't be able to hear it, unfortunately, but for our dear listeners, they can get their ears treated for some new sound effects. So why don't we get into the news? Austin, we have some delicious news this week. It's all going to be absolutely fantastic. Let's pull up our viewing platform here so that we can see what we've got going on. Oh no, there's nothing in the viewing platform. This is not something that I planned for. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get that's Twitch chat. We're going to there's the viewing platform right there for our dear listeners.
There we go.
First news story. 11-year-old pianist wears alligator costume to perform for lemurs. So this is Singlada
Yeah.
Supat, excuse me, Singlada Supat performs weekly concerts at a Thailand zoo to keep animals company while visitation is low because of COVID-19 outbreaks. An 11-year-old pianist in Thailand is doing something quite noteworthy. She's performing music for lemurs at a zoo while dressed in an alligator costume. Quote, I'm playing music to soothe the animals, to help them feel relaxed and give them company, so they are not lonely. She wears bright green alligator costume to blend in with her audiences, which have included music-loving lemurs, meerkats, hippos, and zebras. Supat's music, a medley of Thai folk and pop songs, seem to be striking a chord with the zoo animals, especially the lemurs, who often hop on the keyboard. So let's, I got, like, there's like a little video. And these lemurs are just like chilling, hanging out, having a nice time. And they're just playing this music. It's delightful.
Just playing the music.
What are your thoughts? What? This is like a great way.
Yeah. I brought this up because, well, like one, in my opinion, the headline reads like a Mad Libs game. Like 11-year-old
Little
pianist
pianist.
wears alligator costume to perform for lemurs. Like all of it just seems like a Mad Libs game. Like it's just like pick different words and like I didn't know where it was gonna end. You know what I mean? Like every word was a surprise. But it's also just very wholesome in my opinion. I looked at it and I was like, you know what? Like this is the most wholesome thing in the news this week with all this other insane shit going on. Just like some 11-year-old just playing piano for some lemurs and very, very, very wholesome. But I saw that and it just stood out to me. Like
My
I said,
question.
the title.
My question is, what if the lemurs like touched a key while she was playing? You know, would they be like, "Holy moly,
Yeah.
I just did something"? Like like little kids, they get near a piano and they'll like go up there and they'll press the key. They'll be like, "Oh my god, I just did something." Oh, like is that how it is? Do you think?
I You would think. I mean, lemurs seem to be pretty smart too. What was that show that wasn't there like a show when we were kids that had a lemur? I can't think of the name. I think it was on like
Oh,
PBS or
Zaboomafoo. You're talking
what
about
was that?
Zaboomafoo, right?
Zaboomafoo. Zaboomafoo. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's like all I can ever see.
This is
What was
Zaboomafoo.
it like? Me and you and Zaboomafoo. Yeah. Oh
Boomafoo.
God.
Zaboomafoo.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
not a whole lot of depth. Not a whole lot of depth to that story, but you know, that's
Well, yeah. This is when I think about a lemur, I think about
Zaboomafoo.
Zaboomafoo. And yeah, it's these guys. It was like an offshoot of something.
Wow, that aired in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife is like all
Look at
about
that.
this Zaboomafoo situation.
My
She talks
wife.
about it. My wife, she talks about it constantly. It's like all she ever knows is Zaboomafoo. All she's ever learned is Zaboomafoo. And I've never seen it,
Zaboomafoo.
but I know about it just because of like secondhand. See, she grew up with PBS and that's it. And I had Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. And so
Yeah.
she's like Zaboomafoo, and I'm
See,
like Dragon Ball
I had
Z,
that, but I didn't
baby.
have the Disney Channel.
Was it on the Disney
See,
Channel?
I always wanted the Disney Channel. Well, see, like when I was little, we only had cable, and Disney wasn't on cable. But then we got like DirecTV when I was like 10.
Mm-hmm.
Changed the game. Just opened my world to endless possibilities at that point. Like just, that was like the Even Stevens, That's So Raven, like Lizzie McGuire era. So like, but before that, it was just Nickelodeon basically that I could watch. But I think very, very, very vividly remember Zaboomafoo, and like what was that other one? Out of the Box.
I'm not
Wasn't
familiar
that
with
another
that.
show on like PBS?
I'm not familiar with that.
Mm,
Zab-
but
I,
yeah, lemurs.
lemurs are cool. I like lemurs. I like
Is
going to
Zaboomafoo a
zoos.
lemur?
I think it's a lemur.
Like going to zoos.
Yeah, I like going to
I'm
zoos.
not a.
Zoos are
You're
really fun.
so you're a cryptozoologist.
Yeah.
So like the more weird things. But like I felt like it could kind of do some good here. Maybe you can distinguish between certain types of normal animals too.
Right.
Was there any sort of training like that in your in your
Well,
certification?
I'm glad that you asked this because there's a line that is very very thin between cryptozoologists and regular zoologists because once you find the cryptid, you are no longer a cryptozoologist. You're just a zoologist because when you found it, then
Yeah.
you're just a zoologist, and they can't introduce you anymore as a
See that?
cryptozoologist. So that's why I think a lot of there's a lot of cryptozoologists is
Yeah.
because they're like so advanced now that they're trying to avoid finding stuff because then they're just a zoologist at that point.
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, also, I feel like you need to know the difference between a normal animal and a cryptid, you know?
Mm,
So being an actual zoologist and a cryptozoologist, like being both, that could kind of help,
yes, I agree, 100%.
right? Okay. I'm glad we're on the
Uh,
same page.
yeah,
But yeah, so anyway, 11-year-old in an alligator costume plays to, you know,
it's cute. Little kid's
some
cute. When little kid wears a costume, it's cute. Here's the thing. I don't understand why people dress up babies like old people. You know? Like, why do people put
hmm
like, oh, here's boat shoes and some like shorts and a polo for your kid? And I'm over here like, put them in like the dinosaur outfit, like the alligator outfit, because they don't care.
yeah, do something cool.
Right. Like if you like walked
You just
around and there's
gotta,
like a kid in a little
I
alligator
liked being
outfit,
Superman when I was a kid.
yeah, perfect. Superman it up. People don't understand. People be tripping. That's what people doing. Let's
They be
see.
tripping. All right.
People be tripping. Next story we have today. Here's one that you brought. The truth is still out there in UFO capital Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah.
So give me
Mm-mm-mm.
give me the rundown on this
So,
situation, my friend.
so here's the thing. I mean, we talked about it last week too, about the whole fact of UFOs being confirmed, but nobody really cares. Like nobody really had a big like oh my god moment because everybody I think kind of assumed it. And then they had that like Storm Area 51 event.
Mm.
Was it last year or 2 years ago? Whenever that
I
was.
think it was last year.
Um,
Wasn't it? It was during the pandemic, wasn't it? The going to Area 51.
I think it was. I think it was. But now the thing is, like, there's this like big government report that's expected to drop pretty soon,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to essentially further confirm that UFOs are real. So it's like, not only has it been kind of overlooked that like, oh, UFOs are real. At this point, it's like more stuff is coming out every week, and it just keeps getting overlooked. Like it's just like a kind of a side story at this point.
It's like
But
this is the world that
now,
we live in now.
people, yeah, and it's just blowing my mind. But the thing is, like, now that these reports are going to come out, even furthering it, like, I'm very interested to see what else is said. Because, I mean, they've already said UFOs are real. UFOs are real. Like, this is a legitimate thing. We don't know what they are. They are coming from somewhere. So, like, I'm interested to see if if the reports do have anything to do with, like, maybe just being more transparent about Roswell and about what's been going on there and about these things. Like, and if it does, if we get to see more into this world, like, what does that mean going forward?
Yeah.
Like, are we going to get to see some cool, like, Marvel universe type stuff where we, like, there's all this crazy tech that they've been studying that we didn't know about? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm. I'm with you. I do
I
like
don't
this
know.
fellow here, this
But
Frank
I mean,
Kibler. He's wearing like a puka shell necklace.
yeah,
That's good. That's how you know.
that's a good sign of a professional in this
Professional.
business,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. What
But
if we started? So
my thing is like,
I talked about dressing the little kids up as aliens. I mean, we talked about aliens right now, but
yeah,
I want to dress up the little kids as aliens. You know, what if it's like this is my like
yeah.
small
I think
alien
that
that I've brought forth?
I support it.
Hmm.
I support that completely. Because I mean, babies kind of are aliens when you think about it. They're
They
just
kind of are, yeah. It's like
kind of weird. kind of weird looking, make a lot of noises that you can't understand.
Right. And then it's just like
They come into your home, and take over.
it's a mess.
So
It's weird.
yeah,
It's like and then
they
there's like
they
this bile. It's a mess.
they steal your DNA technically.
Yeah.
So on paper, they are kind of aliens.
Mm.
I
I
don't
agree.
know,
I'm with it.
but the Roswell thing, it's um, it's just still blowing my mind that there have been these confirmations from these like very powerful, credible sources and credible, people that are like, yeah, we this stuff's real. See them all the time, every day. Um, but then like this person, like I don't know how to pronounce that last name, who turns 80 this year, doesn't believe the truth about aliens will come out in his lifetime, but says at least the report, quote, might generate money for the city. Like, you've had people that have spent their lives going down this road of like trying to prove they're real.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine it is quite satisfying at this point. Like, if this does keep coming to fruition and these reports keep coming out and these, like, the validation. So that's cool for them. But, like, I need to, like, check in on Tom DeLonge. I wish we could get him on
Yeah.
the show and just pick his brain.
Let's get like a vibe
about
check
this.
on Tom DeLonge. What are his vibes? Is he like, in the car, I just can't
Yeah.
wait, or is he like, don't waste your time on me?
If anybody, I don't think this is going to happen. If anybody listening somehow has a connection to Tom DeLonge, tell him that we'd love to talk to him. Just want to kind of feel it out,
If anybody
Just let 'em
listening
know.
has a connection to Tom DeLonge, they can just like come on and give us a
Yeah.
a
You
411
can talk
on
to
what
us
they
too.
think Tom DeLonge is doing.
Yeah. You don't even have to prove to us that you know. Just tell us you
No.
do, and we'll let you on the show.
I'd
That's enough
believe
for
it.
us.
If somebody like legitimately like reached out is like, yeah, I know Tom DeLonge. I met him at the back in '97. We were at the Warp Tour, and my girlfriend
Yeah.
was down in the mosh pit.
Well, Tom
and then-
DeLonge's had an interesting life.
Well, at least he's had a long one.
It's just so funny that he went from like, yeah, he went from like number one like pop punk band in the world, and like now has all that money and can just like study aliens and like still has music projects and like his life is very interesting.
It's
I don't
it's
know.
hard if you're a
But yeah,
musician to
so-
like continue on and make that music, like to roll something from like, oh,
Mhm.
this is marketed towards like teenagers or people in their 20s, and it's like to do that in your life up until you're 40, and then it's like, okay, you're like 45, and it's like, we need
Yeah.
you, like Backstreet Boys, continue making that music. Nobody's gonna be able
Yeah.
to, so you gotta have something else. That's like why you have bands like Maroon 5, where it's really Maroon 5 is just like Adam Levine singing now, but the band members, I'm sure, are still a part of it and come in for recordings and then get their paychecks and then go do whatever else
Yeah.
they want because they have a ton of money.
But then there's Tom DeLonge just studying aliens. Good for him. Good for him though. But yeah, so this is like our weekly, just kind of checking in on what's
Yeah.
going on with UFOs, and
I do like this.
they're still out there.
This tourist, Vita Garland, hadn't heard of the report, but has her mind made up no matter what's in it. Quote, I have an alien tattoo, explains Garten, who is visiting from Kansas. She figures the U.S. government already knows there is other life in our universe and that life may already be watching us with curiosity. She's like, yeah, I believe it because I have a tattoo. Therefore, I believe in aliens because I have this
Yeah,
tattoo.
I got to be all in on this. What if? I mean, like, what if like there are really aliens all around us, kind of like Skrulls in like Marvel, like they're just blending in normal life.
Could be.
You never know. It could very well be.
What if like aliens are
I
like
don't know. One day you wake up.
What do you
One
got?
day you wake up in your bathtub after like going on a date with somebody. You wake up in your bathtub and it turns out they were an alien. And you wake up just covered, like surrounded by ice in your bathtub, and they took your, like your kidney or something.
Mm.
I don't know.
If
I
I
don't know.
if I could pick, so another theory that I have is that there's an animal that could be an alien, and if I could pick an animal that could be an alien, it's probably cats, cats are probably aliens, and they're just
Oh
like
yeah, for sure.
they're just like they don't really care about you. It's like if they'll entertain an idea if they're feeling it, but otherwise it's like just leave me alone.
Mhm.
You need to protect me. But
Oh
I
yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if one day they're like, hey,
Mhm.
we're aliens. We came here. We've just been watching you for years and years and years and years and eating your food. And you've been making this food and putting it in tins and giving us
I
a lot of
mean,
sand to poop in.
if it's gonna be any animal, I feel like it would be cats. I'm with you on that.
Next
But
news
it would
story.
have to be like probably like the hairless ones. Maybe like the hairless cats.
Oh yeah, those things like hairless cats are like weirdly cute. It's like, but it's also kind of
Yeah.
freaky. I don't know.
Mm,
My dog is like ugly
I don't
cute,
know.
so probably a
So
bad thing. Our next news
so
story.
this story, yeah, I kind of hit you with this one pretty last minute. Just because it I saw it and it just kind of cracked me up. Um, so dog ejected from car during Sunday crash found on sheep farm herding sheep. And I think how did I put it to you? I said like this dog essentially got like thrown from a car, which could have been terrible, but it like basically rolled into its perfect ideal life that it was meant for. And that's just so funny to me because like I told you, it's essentially like me getting in a car crash and getting out of the car and finding out that the person I crashed into is like the owner of National Geographic. And they're like, hey, you want a job being a photographer for us? Like that's essentially what happened to this dog. It was just like car crash, boom, gone. Oh shit. I just lucked into the perfect life. And I just think that we should all be happy for that dog. And it's really unfortunate that they found it, you know?
Well, yeah, but imagine you're the farmer or whatever, and then all of a sudden one day it's just like, oh, now there's this dog that showed up that's just been herding the sheep. It's like you go through
Yeah.
and it's like
I
you go out
mean,
and
if
they
I
have
was
a
that
new
farmer,
supervisor. It's
if I'm that farmer, I'm just gonna mind my business because like God just sent me a little treat there.
a
Like,
little treat,
take the day off.
a little
Let,
treat.
let the dog do it. You
Let the
know,
dog do it.
just
Yeah,
answering some prayers there.
yeah. I think
So
that's good.
that just cracked me up though. Just thinking of this dog, just like lucking into the most perfect life imaginable for it.
Mm, I like it. I think it's good.
Mm.
Let's get a little pic. Hang on, let me scroll up a little bit. I've been saying, oh, look at that cute face. Look at that cute face in that dog. It's a great podcast
He
quality
knows what
content.
he knows what he's doing.
Being
Right
cute.
there, that picture. He's like, you just wait. You just wait till we get in a crash. I'm out. I know
Ah.
exactly where I'm going.
And it's a
He probably
2-year-old border collie
facilitated the
healer
crash.
mix. That's 70 pounds. That's like a prime mischief dog. Prime for mischief.
That dog 100% probably like jumped on the steering wheel and made sure the crash happened. That was its whole plan for escape. And then it hid in plain sight, being a shepherd dog.
Mm.
The
Well,
dog knows something that we don't know.
maybe they do. Maybe they do. I have a new segment for you that I'd like to introduce, and I made a special. I wish that you could hear
Okay.
this so that I could get your reaction to this, but
Cicada Watch 2021.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cicada Watch 2021. This is your chief cicada boy. Did you hear that? Did you get the music?
I turned my speaker on my computer on for a second and muted my mic so I could listen to it. And that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was truly amazing.
Yeah, you should have heard the other one. The other one was like lo-fi hip hop, where it's like I'm up in the game. It's like every day. Here's the thing.
Oh my god.
Every day I'm gonna improve this show until one day, if you you can sit there and polish a turd until it's a diamond. But if you just polish the turd like one time a day, then it's like you're not having to sit there and handle turds for that long. Like you just keep on doing it, and then it's amazing. So After that analogy, a plane carrying Biden's press corps was about to take off, then cicadas swarmed. A plane carrying dozens of journalists preparing to take off in Washington, D.C. to cover Biden's first trip abroad was delayed several hours Tuesday evening. A swarm of cicadas, evidently looking to hitch a ride to Europe with the press corps, blocked its ascent. So they were the brood X, which is big in D.C. right now. So the creepy critters that arise from the ground every 17 years are at their peak mating season right now. It is like prime cicada time. There's a lot of noise, and they just had to wait. So Joseph R. Biden, president of these United States of America, is getting held up by the buggy boys. Have you seen? Now here's the thing. Have you seen in DC these like, okay, so you got these like kind of like hipstery restaurants that are like, here's the cicada taco. And they're going out and they're getting cicadas and putting them in tacos.
I did not know that was a thing, but ooh.
Okay. Let's see. Yes, here we go. It's Taco Tuesday with the twist. Virginia
It's
chef
white people,
keeps selling
isn't it?
out of incredible Brute X cicada dish. Let's see. There it is. Look at that. What do you think about that? How do you feel about that?
It's definitely white people, huh?
It is. Hang on. I'm changing
Gotta
it over.
be.
Bam.
Gotta be.
Look at that. Look at that. It's nasty.
No
it's
way,
like,
that can't be real.
It's like, it is real.
That can't be real.
It's
USA
guacamole,
Today. Oh, it is
radish.
real.
It looks like they have some cilantro. And then they fried the cicadas. So it's apparently similar to cooking grasshoppers. So you boil them to get out the impurities, and then you dehydrate them. It gives them a nice crunch and a texture. So then they're sautéed in onion and garlic, which throw anything in onion and garlic, you got a good thing. And then they are served alongside avocado, radish, mole verde sauce. What do you feel?
I just don't understand. I don't understand. It's like, what's wrong with just like normal things on a taco? Like just normal meats or vegetarian options. I don't want a cicada. It's disgusting.
I mean, okay.
But listen, anyway, back to I don't even want to look at it. I don't even want to talk about it. That makes me cicadas freak me out to begin with. But this whole cicadas delaying a flight for the White House press corps, it just cracks me up because like these things truly do not give a shit. Like they are everywhere. They've had like that whole fungus thing where they were like mating even crazier and their heads were falling off or their butts were falling off. Something was falling off. And like one of my friends in Cincinnati the other day like couldn't get into her house because they had literally just taken over her door. They're loud, they're obnoxious, but like for them to have straight up just ruined like a plane engine essentially, like have to make them repair that is insane to me. But it made me think about you and your story about the plane engine. Was it when you left Atlanta years and years ago that your plane engine just went kaput?
Yeah, because it like hit a bird. They weren't obviously they weren't sure afterwards what bird they hit because that bird ain't here anymore.
Yeah,
they hit a
was gone.
bird.
Are we sure it wasn't cicadas?
I mean, it could have been, but I don't know if there was this. I mean, this was not 17 years ago. But I don't know if because the different cicadas are in different times. So now, since it's near one of a big metropolitan area, it's like being talked about constantly. And it's, because, what goes on in D.C. is apparently more important than what happens in the rest of the world. It's like, what is D.C. the new L.A.? Huh?
Yeah. Can we take this picture? Can we move away from the cicada taco?
No.
I'm unwell. I can't look at the cicada taco anymore.
No, you have to.
I can't do it.
It's a requirement of the show to look at the cicada taco. Sounds like it's really.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
Really weird euphemism. The interesting thing, I think, in another news story is So the cicadas are actually showing up on weather radar. So now they're looking
Like what?
at radar, like weather radar, a bunch of different stuff, and apparently it's showing up as this
Yeah,
biological error situation.
fuzziness.
And
There's that many.
yeah, there's like
That's insane.
an amount, like you can see. Let's see. They're saying it's raining, but it's not. It's a mess.
Wow. Here's the thing about cicadas. I don't know if I ever said this to you. You ever think about like maybe we did talk about this and my brain just isn't working. Mothman in Fallout 76 looks like a cicada.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Doesn't
can
look
see it.
like Mothman, looks like a cicada.
That's true.
Just like the big eyes and the weird body and the wing, like it looks like a cicada. I don't know. I wonder
Cicadas
if
are
that
creepy.
was intentional or not.
Cicadas are creepy.
It just some people love them though.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the people eating them, and there's other people trying to catch them, and I mean, I don't know.
Put them in a
It's
taco.
just
Get a nice little
anything
crunch.
other
How
than
do
just
you
like
eat that? Do
normal
you eat
meat
that like
in a taco.
you get like a U and then you just like go straight on? So like if you have do you just like
I throw it in the trash. Is how I
or
eat
do
it.
you
There's
kind
no
of hold
way.
it to the side and just kind of like rip it off? How do you consume
Oh
a
no,
cicada?
wait. Could you do that first? Could you do that first motion one more time? Could you try that first motion again? How did you? wh- wh-
And then you got the other one.
But then, yeah. Okay. I didn't just take a screenshot or anything of that. That was. I'm not gonna like
I mean,
draw things on that or anything.
if you are, I gotta teach people how to consume cicadas, especially the cicada taco. 'Cause if
7
people don't know
years
how to
old.
eat. People don't know how to eat a cicada taco. I mean, I understand. It's a new thing.
If you eat cicadas, I want nothing to do with you. I want absolutely nothing to do with you in my life.
Oh, if I'll eat a
will
cooked
just
cicada.
Stay away
I'll
from
do it.
me.
I'll do it.
But
Yeah.
no, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would
Well,
you do
imagine.
that?
Okay. So they dehydrate them, right? Make them crunchy. Then they saute them with onion and garlic, onion and garlic. Like they throw that
Onion
in
and
a
garlic
pan,
butter.
cook them up. A little bit of ring-a-tink-a-tink, and then they're like a nice they're like the raisins of meats. Forget about beef jerky. It's like the raisins of meats.
No, I don't know. That's ugh. Listen, the way that people are like anti-vaxxers are about like the COVID vaccine, because they're like, well, I don't know, we don't know what's in it. That's how I feel about cicadas. These little demons, who knows what's in them? Like they could just be, maybe they're the aliens, and these idiots that eat them, like, who knows what's in their bodies now? These things have been underground for 17 years. Which I
So-
still go back to what we said that one time. Where were they? Why are we not digging them up all the time? Like where the hell do they go?
So I did learn that they don't eat or consume anything. They are literally dormant. They don't like do anything when they're underground. They're just like chilling. They like set a timer and they just cook for 17 years until it's time.
At a timer. How far underground, do you know?
I don't know. And I don't know if we would be able to like because 17 years is like, it's not going to be like a big thing. Maybe if it was closer to the season, you would dig and you would find larva. But otherwise, it's just going to look like dirt, because they're just like little eggs.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out
So let's look at cicada
when
eggs.
I'm just not a fan. I'm glad we're doing Cicada Watch, but like they're also like a big fear of mine because if one ever like flew in my face or something, I would probably just end up I would just die. I'd just probably like I would no longer exist.
Have you ever like seen a cicada? Have you ever like gotten hit with a cicada? We used to
Yeah,
I mean,
when we were kids,
go ahead.
What year was it? It was probably 2003 because I think, according to that map I was looking at, we were brewed. What is it like 9? I think,
I don't know.
and that was like 2003 because that the map shows that's like where we grew up. Bluefield, the Bluefields was 9, and that it was 2003. Some of them came out last year, I think, and then 2037 is the next one. But 2003, I vividly remember seeing them and like seeing like the skin, like where they would shed or whatever, and freaked me out enough that I'm not a big bug person anyway, though. So these things, these bad boys, ugh, nah, not for me. Not for me. Nah.
But I mean, they're not harmful. That's one thing. Is they're not like, I mean, other than like delaying President Biden and, you know, being a
Yeah.
general.
But like it's so funny because if you look at the map, we're just like smack dab in the middle. Like West Virginia is just essentially untouched, but like all the states around us got hit, and we're just kind of here chilling.
We're lucky. We're lucky.
We got lucky. We really did. Mm-mm-mm.
It's crazy. It's a wild time. I think that's a good you know, this is a podcast within a podcast, Cicada Watch 2021. I feel like that's a good episode of Cicada Watch. I feel like that we properly looked at the cicadas. We have talked about eating the cicadas. We've talked about cicadas flying in places. Talked about cicadas hatching.
This has been Cicada Watch.
It's been Cicada Watch. I love it. Let's see.
Got some good music and everything.
We had some music. You know, I wasn't as creative with the actual news segment, but since we're going to use that all the time, and that's not a joke, and all the news that we do is very serious, then I decided to do something more traditional for that. We like to end the show with a little something that we called "What Are You Excited For?" So, Austin O'Connor, what are you excited for?
This is going to come as a total shock to you.
Okay.
Complete and total shock.
Okay.
I'm excited tonight to start the Loki show. I'm so excited. Because
you what?
Loki, the show, dropped today on Disney Plus. And believe it or not, I know I've never mentioned Marvel in my what am I excited for.
Yeah,
but I'm excited for that
never
because
happened.
I'm very excited because it's been a long month and some change without a Marvel show.
It's true.
So I'm excited to see this show because I like Loki. I used to see, the funny thing is I hated Loki, but then it was just like all of a sudden I was like, you know what? Tom Hiddleston is just a handsome son of a bitch, and just looks, just that jawline, you know, and the accent. Could watch him all day. And add in Owen Wilson. I mean, wow. You know?
Here, let me give you a preview, okay? I'm going to teach you how to do an Owen Wilson impression. All right? It's very simple. Okay? So the first thing, you kind of need to make sure that your mouth is like, you kind of like think about like a small circle.
Yeah.
And then kind of there's like a nasal breath to it. So when you're you're Owen Wilson and you're out there and you're talking about all the things that you have going on in your life, and I'm doing this Marvel movie, and they're telling me all kinds of crazy things, and they're wanting me to do these stunts, and I'm like, well, sure, I can do the stunt. I mean, I've seen the production of these things. Wow, it's amazing. It's crazy.
See, the good news is I already have like a slightly crooked nose too. So if I could just get that accent down and dye my hair blonde, I'm set.
You're set. Well, that's one of my wife has several boyfriends.
My wife.
And my wife has several boyfriends, and I have several girlfriends that are all just like internet celebrities or whatever. And Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson are probably the OGs for her. And I told her that Owen Wilson was going to be in it. She was like, oh, I'm excited for that. But apparently in this one, he has like gray hair and looks kind of old. And she's like, I'm not here for that. I'm not. He looks way less cute. And I'm like, no, that's probably true.
Well, from all the trailers I've seen, um, it looks like he's gonna play a big role. I think.
I think so. I think you're right.
So I don't know. It's pretty cool. I mean, I feel like Marvel at this point is just like, who else can we throw in? Who else can we put in the MCU?
Mm.
You know. So
Mm.
I don't know. What are you excited about?
Um, I've narrowed it down to two, and I think I'm going to talk about both of them. I'm excited to get my $1
Okay.
million from
Hmm.
Baby Dog.
The baby dog
Um,
lottery.
to which our governor has set up a lottery so that if you've gotten your COVID-19 vaccine, you can enter for chances to win cash prizes, weekend getaways to state parks, free pickup trucks, hunting shotguns and rifles, hunting and fishing licenses for the year. Those are all of the things that you can win. So here's the thing. I don't need guns. I don't need hunting. I don't hunt. I don't fish. I don't need guns. So I've signed up for the pickup truck because here's the thing. I don't really need a pickup truck, but here's what I can do with the pickup truck. Is I can trade it in and then get the car I actually want, which is going to be a Jeep Grand Cherokee, baby. You know, gotta
Right.
get. I'm all about that.
That was
Jeep
kind of
life.
my thinking too. Yeah. Yeah. I was kind of thinking that too. I was like, if you could just get like, that's why I signed up for almost everything because I figure if I don't win the million, just sell whatever I get, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's
Other
multiple
than the
millions. It's a
license,
million
but,
every
you know.
week. They do the drawing, and then at the end, it's they did
What?
last week. It's 1.5 mil. So it's multiple millions. There's like multiple drawings.
Really?
Yes.
Well, like we said, it is kind of funny. We have a much better chance at winning this than any other lottery,
I agree.
just statistically speaking. Like you said, I mean, I'm actually, I'm actually excited. I'm with you on that. I'm excited about that.
I'm ready to win big. The second thing I am excited
So what's your other one?
it would be the new season of The Bachelorette is back. And
Oh
here's
God!
and here's
How
the
did I
thing.
know that was where you were gonna go?
And here's the thing, okay? They're starting to learn what the show is. Like there's like some changes that are happening to the show. Like they've gotten rid of the host that's been the host for years, Chris
Mhm.
Harrison. He said some racist stuff. He got kicked out. And now they're replacing it with they're doing rotating hosts. So it's like one season they're doing like two previous winners or the people that were the Bachelorette, whatever. They won the ability to be the Bachelorette. So they are now the hosts of the show. And so they're not like in their 50s trying to tell a girl dating advice that's in their 20s. It's like women in their 30s who are trying to
Mm-hmm.
give the dating advice. It's much more on the nose, and I'm very curious how this will go. So far, the favorite entrance that I've had is a guy that dressed up in
Yeah.
a full cat suit, and was like coming out of the limo and was licking his paws
Okay.
and like messing with his ears, and introduced himself and had like the
That's something.
had
Yeah.
the makeup. She apparently really liked it and then made out with him. And then when she pulled back, she had the cat
Oh.
makeup on her face too.
What? That's just quality television, huh?
One dude came in and said, "I'm going to present myself to you." So they rolled out this giant present on wheels, and he yelled at her through the present. It was like, "You're going to have to open me up inside, and I'll be your present." And so this dude like waited in this present box for like I don't know how long this night's lasting, like a few hours. He's just like chilling in there. Didn't come out until she opened it. So it's quite good reality TV. Bad people dating. Seems like it's more on the nose. I just want to watch people that are really bad at dating do the dating because it's like it's just funny. It's
Yeah.
hilarious to me. I don't know why. But Austin, how do you feel about The Bachelorette? What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't know. It's not my thing. I get why people watch it though.
But-
I won't hate on it.
But you watch Love Island. You've watched Love Island. I hope I'm not outing you. as a
UK
Love Island.
version.
Okay, yeah, the UK version is
No, Love
where
Island
it's at.
UK.
Yes.
Yeah. I
That's
think
where
it's
it's at.
superior. think it's the accents. I don't know.
I think there's
But
like a
I
magic
mean, I'll
with that
give The
show.
Bachelorette.
I think there's a magic with Love Island UK where you're learning all of the different colloquialisms and things that they say, and that's really entertaining to me because like you don't get that slice of culture. But then the people that actually live in the UK are like, look at these D-bags on the television. These people are total trash. Why are they on here? And so it's like, then we learn all of the things that like the really, really like terrible people at the bars like constantly say, you know? I think I lost you.
Yeah, no, I get that. I agree with that.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Am I not? Am I losing connection?
You're fine. You're doing fine. This is a great time, a great moment in the show to wrap
There we go.
everything up. We're going to what do we have? What do we have on the docket? Do we have anything on the docket? What's on the docket? What else do we have going on in our lives right now? I don't have much going on. I did a bunch of Fallout Hub stuff. You can catch all that in the feed. I did.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bunch of things that I can't talk about yet. Like I have projects, but here's the thing: I don't like talking about stuff before I do it, and that's why I like rolling surprises, like the sound effects for the show.
Mm-hmm.
I like rolling this. I just like you never know until it
Yeah.
hits you. I think that's
For
it.
sure.
What about you? You got
You
what do
really
you have
don't
going
know.
on in your life?
You don't
How's
know.
your? You said you're gonna get back to running, right?
Uh,
How'd that work out?
yeah, I've been running, working out, lost a few pounds, still working on that. I've got some weddings coming up. I've got some traveling coming up. I'm gonna be gone at the end of the month, going up doing some hiking and just a little getaway, which will be fun.
Do we need to cancel an episode?
I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about that. I'll be gone. It's in a few weeks.
You
We
don't
got
have to
some
tell
time,
me, but the people will know. People will know. People will know.
they'll know that I'm not here. Yeah.
They'll know.
But those plans just came up recently, that was a pleasant surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. Other than that, just like I said, some traveling and trying to enjoy West Virginia being free of the case. So,
Makes sense. That makes sense.
other
Well,
than that.
ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to be with you today. Don't forget that you can rate and review the show on iTunes. You can catch us on all the different podcast services. You can go to Anchor. You can go to Spotify. You can go to Jim and Bob's podcast service for you. If there was a thing that actually had that, we would be on there. You can get it. You can get it live every Wednesday at 5. Today it was at 6 because, this is life. And you can get later on YouTube as well. It's like pretty much everything. We have everything. We have everything. We're on everything. Pretty much if we could be on a toaster, we would be.
Yeah.
But from holler to highway, ladies and gentlemen, we have you covered 6 ways to Sunday.